Oh, hi. I'm going to read you something about holiday season that I wrote recently. I guess the holiday season starts when the first leaf falls off of a singular tree somewhere in New Jersey, possibly South Jersey. I've never been to North Jersey besides 45 minutes in Hoboken on my way to another insane day in New York City, and I don't know what that even means. It has nothing to do with this topic also. I landed in JFK on October 15, 2018, and it was pumpkin spice latte season full on. I was blessed enough to not know anything about it. I had no idea it was great. First thing first, my first American coffee experience was at Dunkin' Donuts from Debbie's boyfriend's coffee machine. I was expecting nothing but paste brown water similar to what would be water coming out of a mocha when you're washing it after making proper coffee. All things considered, I had a whole different approach back then, so I let Ron put coconut oil in it to intensify the caffeine and get my first coffee GD. Then we went to Whole Foods for a quick trip, and Whole Foods is mecca of what I've learned to be one thing. There's so many different types of supermarkets in the United States, but one thing is clear: if you don't want to have to use your insurance card, you want to go to markets that have actual food. We went there, and it was a multitude of pumpkins outside, inside, real, faking produce, beverages, pretty much anything in there. It had a very cute "it's fall y'all" vibe. Still to this day, I don't know what a pumpkin spice latte tastes like. Or almond milk, obviously. Still doesn't make any sense to me. And it's fine, it doesn't have to. A 13-hour drive is what you might or might not do if you want to go down to Nashville from Marlton, New Jersey by car. We have done this drive so many times, and nowadays it is a normal task, which is kind of insane if you think about it. But it's our life. And this is how big this country is. And this is also how much I hate flying. But hey, I've been on 14 flights this year. Once we got to Nashville for the first time, my experience with coffee changed for the best. I've learned that you don't need to drink Dunkin' Donuts or Wow or Starbucks necessarily, but you can go for a much more artisanal and nice road. You can make coffee out of French press, Chemex, pour over, and so many others. It is still October, it is still Halloween season, and I can finally see what the hell Halloween is for real. There's a bunch of kids going nuts on Riverside Road, and every single house is decorated with pumpkins and fall wreath. Fall, which is the American version of a beautiful word, autumn. You have to be into holidays here. You must. If you don't, you just feel cut out. You feel as if there is something wrong with you. Not so much for Halloween, but when it comes to Thanksgiving, here's a big deal. Here's a big fucking deal. A big thing. I don't know what Thanksgiving is for real, and I don't know what they're celebrating, to be quite honest with you. Perhaps trying to put on a very nice, polished, perfect looking, all together family time where the alpha of the family is going to do a nice sermon, turning themselves into father for 15 seconds before the biggest meal of the entire year. Asking you what you're grateful for. Sharing words of community and love and understanding, and more quick words while the TV is still broadcasting football, medication commercials, and some politics-approved messages. It's just what you need. Just what seems correct. Just what makes sense right before hitting a 16-pound turkey with an insane amount of other foods, while most likely 20 minutes away on the other side of the bridge, a homeless person is dying up on Frankfurt Avenue. I take lessons of how good sweet potatoes are while I question the presence of cranberry jellos on a table, and I do it every year. I asked multiple times the real story behind Thanksgiving and still don't know it, and I want to know it deeply. My favorite things about Thanksgiving is how much food Dolores can eat. Dolores is also known as Grandma. She's practically the best. I would love to get to her age like she is. She's reasonable with her food intake during the season and Thanksgiving, but somehow it makes my eyes pop to see the different pies appearing in her dish after a whole meal. Not one, but two pies. You have to be into holiday in the United States or you're an outlaw, a weirdo, a person with no soul. You have to sit at a table and be into it. I'm Italian, meaning that I was born in Italy and I lived there until I was 25. So, yes, I don't get Thanksgiving, and I fear what the real story behind it is. I wonder what the indigenous people of New Jersey think about it. But you gotta be into it, and so, yeah, every year I go get my own bird and I cook it along with potatoes that I carefully prepare at my house with not butter or cream because I can't have any of it. I bake my sweets with no gluten and no dairy, and I put everything somewhere safe, and off I go. I got to celebrate something I don't understand because here, you've got to be into holidays. The Christmas trees goes up right after Halloween, and it has to be up for Thanksgiving. By Thanksgiving, you must have already been listening to Christmas chats, and you must have already switched your pajama to cozy winter fuzzy buffalo. If you didn't, if you don't, what are you even? And what is wrong with you? Christmas time in the United States is bigger than the 4th of July, in my opinion. Since I moved, we have had Christmas back in Italy with my family only once. Christmas has to be done here. No one ever said anything, but it is a rule. Lucia and Savino are very chill. My mom and my dad are good parents. Probably the best you could ask for. When you are in the ether and your soul is about to be blown into a human body, you could only wish to get people like them as parents, and I have this privilege. They're good people. They get the concept of parenting. They don't passive-aggressively ask for a thing using guilt-infused sentences. They don't make me feel guilty for not going back for the big holiday, and mostly, they don't show how much they would love for me to be there, because if they do, they will infuse guilt and feelings they should not be infused. Would they enjoy a Christmas with both their child and my husband? They sure would, but you gotta do Christmas here, and you gotta do it right. You cannot be feeling blues. You have to do the same thing you do for Thanksgiving. You have to be ready to eat, happy, and looking good. The bigger, the better. The more stressed you are while preparing the whole thing, the better. You have to be into it. You have to be listening to Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra, or you got to spend and be into it. To be quite honest, I have not been into it since my grandpa Alfredo passed away, because he was a good man, and he was born on Christmas Day too. One of the only Capricorn One of the only Capricorn this heart. I can't say it. One of the only Capricorn this. I can't say it. One of the only Capricorn this hearth. I can't say it. Hearth. One of the only Capricorn this hearth have seen, may I say. And happy birthday to Jesus as well. Christmas makes me sad, and I think it makes sad a lot of people, but you cannot be sad during the holidays in America. You simply cannot. Every family is the perfect family during the holidays, and every half of the family is the father, once again, talking about being good Christians and good humans. I don't get the guilt from my family, but I get it from here. You see, family come first. Your mother, your blood, is a pretty recurrent topic I absorb during my happy holidays here. Meanwhile, my parents keep repeating to me that what matters is if we're good. If we're good, they're good, and nothing else matters. My blood, my mother. I call her with 6 hours of difference in time, and I look at her sitting next to my dad through a phone every single year. I'm not happy at Christmas, and I'm fully fine with it. I'm not happy, and I don't want to feel happy. I don't want to feel obligated, but you got to be into it if you live here. What is wrong with you if you're not? It is the night before Christmas 2020, and I'm looking out of the window, thinking about how different it was when I was a little girl. My parents always created nice things each year, leading me to believe that Father Christmas existed until one year, once back from Christmas Eve dinner at my father's side of the family, I figured that the timing of my dad running in the house before us, for some reason, didn't make a lot of sense to me. I then started to question some of the behaviors, and I put it all together, gathered all the information that I have, then went over to them and told them, well, they could stop pretending. I was too smart to be triggered into the Father Christmas thing. They loved it. They loved me so much, and they still do. What a smart kid. It is the night before Christmas 2020, and we're putting an offer on our house in Philadelphia. They hear we're moving from Nashville to Philadelphia. I'm still blue, but there is certainly something that makes me happy. Christmas 2020 brought us a house. Christmas 2020 brought us a house. The 1131 East Danton Street, and you gotta be happy on Christmas, all things considered. You cannot be blue. So why I'm writing this book is December 2023, and we are approaching another must be happy holiday. We just moved into another house back in Nashville. As usual, I am blue. I think about Frankfurt Avenue right now, how many people are losing it over there on their way to Kensington, and I feel as if I turn my back to the place that gave me one spark of joy on Christmas since early 2000. I will open the car and we will drive back to New Jersey for Christmas, because you cannot be sad and you have to show up happy. My holiday season starts with that leaf falling off the tree somewhere in New Jersey, and it ends with my secret solitary cry I do every year.
Make believe you can bet tomorrow they'll be thrilled when they awake to find their stockings filled. These are the things that I remember, and so no